was a girl, and she hated herself, and she hated her life, and she hated the situation in which she was birthed from. She was filled with so much hatred for herself that she developed a magnetic field around her full of fire. Her curious mind led her down the road of selfish desires. She didn't think of anyone but herself, walking through her forest, sucking the life out of things that benefited her most, and not giving any energy in exchange. Partly because she had no guidance or anyone to talk to. But she had a lot of questions, just learned to remain silent. Her eyes were her watchers, so she was very aware, observant to cause and effect, but mostly in the lives of others, and so her little mind wanders and wanders in search of truth in what she thought was understanding, but later discovered it was inner standing, and that's why she only consults with herself. There was something inside her, something deep, deep inside, something that was big, powerful, but comforting. Something in the presence of her presence that was guiding. Something that taught her what life really is. And sometimes she was stubborn and tried to learn things her own way, but that mind frame caused more pain. So she continued to struggle through all the weeds in her mind, and she wanders and wanders and wanders. She's always to herself, but trying to save and heal everyone else. Observing and absorbing all their hurt and pain because she feels she can handle more than them. She was used to traveling through trenches and barbed wire fences and conversing with trolls under bridges, and she knows that that presence in her presence looks out and protects her. And yet her forest was still very dark and creepy. It was lonely, sad, and sleepless. She felt all alone, like no one understood her, so they always misunderstood her. Her mind was even too complex for her at times. Because when you speak many soul languages as she do, you see things from every spectrum of light, and everyone don't seek the broader perspective in life. And so her mind wanders and wanders and wanders, until one day she realizes why her forest isn't flourishing, and she begins to wander. All this time she's been trying to save and heal everyone else. She was all alone, hiding from herself. She wanders. If I give more soul energy to healing all the hatred and pity and misunderstanding of self, that my forest could be full of peace and life, instead of a wasteland full of everyone else's sorrows, borrowed, piled high on top of mine. And so she wanders and wanders and wanders. Her mind wanders. And suddenly a wave of powerful emotions, that's energy in motion, runs from the soles of her feet all the way up to her pineal gland. High voltage electricity. The presence in her presence tell her to peace, be still. Slow, deep, soulful breaths. Time stopped. She was a spiritual warrior ready to face her demon self. Her magnetic field of fire was growing rapidly as she wandered, stumbled, tripped through her mind to face all that had happened to me. Yes, to me. And I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm so angry I could cry. I'm weak, defeat, malnourished, could barely speak. Uneducated about myself and myself as a whole. Where is my history? Why did my mother and father abandon me? I was selfish, enraged, my own words used against me, my heart empty. A shallow thief in the night, I played in the dark. I was lost and confused, I hated my life, so I lived it. And then it started raining. And so I wandered and wandered and wandered until I tumbled down a hole. I started drowning in my own sorrow. When I reached the bottom, I seen myself for the first time in chains. It was my soul shackled and confined. All these years I've held in my cry caused me to drown out my soul, my connection to myself, my family, my ancestors, the presence in my presence, the universe, home. And in the blink of an eye, I was captured and rescued at the same time. Coming face to face with myself wasn't as hard as I thought. I thought I was going to use that ball of energy to destroy something that was against me. But myself taught me how to use that energy for healing. My spirit, my soul, my mind made a pact to always be one within myself, so that I give life and not cause destruction, because the only destruction is of yourself. I allow me to live, to cry, to love, to seek knowledge and truth, to be one with the presence in my presence, to guide, to speak up, even if it costs my life. So now I give my time giving life in my forest, and out of healing, out of pity, because I love, respect, and accept myself. I'm healing.